Ah, the pedal, or sometimes three pedals. What do they do, and how do you use them in your playing? That's what we're going to get into in this video. If you're new here, I'm Jacques Hopkins, creator of Piano in 21 Days, where we help regular people learn to play their favorite songs on the piano in as little time as possible. So if that sounds good to you, consider hitting that subscribe button below and giving this video a thumbs up. All right, we're going to be focusing on the sustain pedal in this video. If you have a keyboard like me and only have one pedal, then that is the sustain pedal. And if you are at a piano that has three pedals, the sustain pedal is always the one on the right. It's the rightmost of the three pedals. And if you don't have a pedal at all, I'll link below to the pedal that I recommend that you get. It's actually this one right here. It's the M Audio Universal Sustain Pedal for electronic keyboards. I just got a brand new one here to replace the one that I've been using for years and years and years, and it's actually starting to get a little squeaky. So I thought I'd go ahead and replace it. This is the one I'm linking down below. Let me show you what it looks like when I unbox this. So it's the M Audio SP-2 Universal Sustain Pedal. When you get it, it'll have some packaging around it. Here we go. Just take that off. It's got this plastic piece on it, which is just to protect it. You can take that off. And this style of pedal is a lot like real pianos. There's another style that I like to call the brick style of pedal. I'll show it on the screen here. If you like that type, then I'm gonna by all means let you use it. Personally, I prefer these, but that could be because I learned on a real piano when I was growing up, so I'm used to this style of pedal. So most of you will probably enjoy this style as well, but some of you, I know very accomplished pianists that prefer that brick style. So either way, you're definitely going to want to have a pedal, so make sure you get one. The connector looks like this, and you need to make sure that your keyboard can actually accept a connection and a pedal like this. So using the sustain pedal is not optional when it comes to playing the piano. So if you don't have one, please get one. I promise you will thank me later. So our sustain pedal does exactly what it's named after. It sustains the sound for you, or makes it last a little bit longer than it would otherwise. It's the most commonly used pedal, and for that reason, for the rest of this video, I'll just refer to it as simply the pedal. All right, so really quickly, if you do have three pedals and you're wondering what the other two do, here we go. The leftmost pedal just makes everything a little bit softer in volume, and the middle pedal can actually vary in function depending on the piano. On some pianos, the middle pedal can make the sound even softer than the left pedal. On other pianos, and this is typically higher end pianos, a lot of your grand pianos, the middle pedal can perform a function called sostenuto, which is just a fancy word for selective sustain. And what that does is it will sustain the sound, just like the right pedal, the sustain pedal, but only for the keys that are already pressed when you press down that pedal. You'd have to be a very advanced pianist to want to use that function, and it's not something that I ever use personally. And regular viewers of this channel will know I like to keep things as simple as possible. So let's just say most of the time, if you have three pedals, the two on the left have to do with volume control, and the one on the right is your sustain pedal. And if you're at a keyboard or a digital piano, you can control the volume with typically a dial or a knob anyway. So that's what makes those left two pedals irrelevant most of the time. All right, I had a student recently finish the full Piano in 21 Days course and send me a video of her playing. She was really great, but I could tell something was just a little bit off. As I examined closer, I realized that she just was not using the pedal quite right. She was doing everything else correctly, but because she didn't quite grasp how to properly use the pedal, she didn't sound near as good as she could have with just a simple change. So even if you've been playing piano for a while, pay attention to these 4 steps that I'm about to show you and make sure that you are playing the pedal correctly. Now, I recently finished recording the newest version of the Piano in 21 Days course, And so to show you how and when to use the pedal, I'm going to share with you part of that actual pedal lesson from the full course. So here we go, let's roll the clip. The pedal, like in my opinion, literally makes you sound 10 times better once you get it. Some of you, how we play with the pedal, it'll just click, it'll click. So others of you are it's gonna be confusing, it's just gonna take you a little bit. So I've actually had people be very successful with the course, finish the course, and they're doing great things, but they never really got the pedal part. And I'm looking at them play and it's like awesome, but I'm like, something's off. And I'm like, they're not using the pedal right, okay? So I'm gonna try to explain the pedal the best I've ever explained the pedal for you in this lesson right here. And as simple as I possibly can as well. Where you should be at this point is you should be able to play that last pattern of the 4-chord song, that last rhythm, consistently with consistent timing. You should be able to do this, okay? And if you're having a gap in your chord change, you're not ready for this lesson yet, okay? So if you sound more like this, then you're not ready. Go back. Hopefully you could hear the difference between the two. That one was not consistent timing. Hopefully you're in the right place. Hopefully you are at that point. Awesome. So let me just demonstrate, before I explain to you the pedal, let me just demonstrate that chord progression with that rhythm without the pedal and then with the pedal and see if you can hear the difference. You might not be able to. I definitely can, and a lot of you will be able to. So once again, here is that sequence without any pedal. That was no pedal, okay? Now I'm gonna play with the pedal. Just try to see if you can hear the difference. To me, it's just, it's fuller, it's richer, it's more congruent, it's just, everything goes together better with the pedal. And by the end of this lesson, you'll understand why that is. Not just that it is, but hopefully you'll understand why as well. So let's talk about the pedal. If you're at a more traditional piano, an acoustic piano, or even some nicer like digital pianos, you might see 3 pedals at your feet, okay? And if that's you, the ones on the left, the 2 on the left, ignore those. Those are like more for volume control. We're not going to worry about those in this course at all. You don't need them, especially if you're on a digital piano or keyboard. We have our own volume control, okay? What we're concerned with was, if you see 3, we're concerned with the one on the right. That is called the sustain pedal. And if you're at a keyboard, then you likely just have 1 pedal. I just have 1 pedal here, okay? There's 2 different types of pedals for keyboards, to sustains pedals that you could buy to go along with your keyboard. And we'll show images on the screen here, but you can see what mine looks like. It looks and shaped more like a real pedal at a real piano, okay? That's what I like, and it may be because I grew up on a real piano and that's what I was used to. You might also like this more brick style. It's much smaller, doesn't look like a pedal, but that's the other style that you'll come across. Both are fine. I'm fine with either one. I personally prefer this one, but if you have the other kind, you know, if that's what works for you, then by all means use it. But maybe your keyboard came with that little brick kind and you don't like it. Well, you can probably buy one more like I have for, I don't know, $10, $15, $20 and use it and plug it into your keyboard. So those are the 2 different kinds you could buy. All right. So what does our sustain pedal do? It makes the sound sustain, which is a fancy word for makes it last, holds on to it for a little bit. But my first question to you would be, how long? Right? When we hold the pedal down, how long does it sustain the sound for? Some people think that maybe it holds it forever, which is not actually true, right? I'm gonna hold my pedal down and then just play any random note and let go. That sound is sustained, but it slowly goes away too. My foot is still down on the pedal. I'm still holding down the pedal, and eventually the sound is gone. So how long does it stay for? Well, the answer is it keeps it for as long as if you had held the key down, the note, right? So now my foot is not on the pedal. I'm gonna play that same note, but hold it in. And it fades out, right? It fades out at the same pace. It lasts just as long as if I had let go of the key but had the pedal down, right? So let me play that G note one more time without the pedal but holding it in. And you can hear it's G and then fades out, right? This time I'm gonna play it and let go, but I'm gonna have the pedal down. And it fades out at just the same pace and timing. So that's what the pedal does for us, is it sustains the sound as if we were still pressing it, okay? But how do we apply that? Well, with our style of playing piano with chords, basically, it's gonna help us make our chord changes, the sound of it, just more seamless. So think about it this way, when we're playing C major, and then if we wanna go to G major, there is a gap in the sound while our hands are physically moving from C major to G major. But if I had the pedal down, which I have right now, and I play C, now while I'm moving from C to G, there's still a sound, and it kind of connects everything together. But if we just press the pedal down and hold it throughout the entire song, that's not what we want either, because then all the sounds start building upon one another. And if I do that, then I'm on A minor. I'm still having some of the sound from C major and G major and the A minor, and it's just too much, right? So we got to have somewhere in the middle, okay? So the way we integrate the pedal into this style of playing is we want to make sure that the sound is still there while we're switching chords, but once we get to the new chord, we need to release the pedal, because once we get to the new chord, in this case, if I'm going from C to G, now that I'm on G, I don't need the C's anymore. I've made my transition and I don't need that C major chord anymore. So I release the pedal, which gets rid of my C major chord, and then immediately press it back down to capture the G major chord, all right? When I'm going from G major to A minor, same thing. Have the pedal down so that I've got my sound. Once I play the A minor, then I can release the pedal, which doesn't release the A minor because I'm still pressing it, but it releases the G major. Once I actually press down on the A minor, I don't want to hear the G major anymore, right? So that is philosophically what we're doing here, okay? So the order that we're doing things in essentially is this, 4 things in this order. Play the chord, then release the pedal, then press the pedal, then release the chord, okay? So your new steady state, and when I say steady state, I mean, anytime you're at your piano, like first thing you do, let's just press the pedal, okay? 98% of the time we're playing piano from now on, our pedal will be pressed. Okay, and by the way you press it, you want to leave your heel on the floor and just press down like this. Okay, so I'm gonna press, like that's our steady state. Like when in doubt, we have it down. Okay, here's the 4 things. We play the chord. So let's just go from C major to G major. Okay, the first thing is we play the chord, then we release the pedal. Okay, now my foot's up. Then the third thing is we press the pedal. So there's nothing in between that. I released it and pressed it, okay? And the fourth thing we do is we can then release the chord. So now I play my new chord, release pedal, press pedal, release chord. New chord, release pedal, press pedal, okay? For abbreviation, I like to call it up, down, right? Up, down. So step 2 is up, step 3 is down, okay? So I'm playing the chord, and then we go up and down, and then I can release my chord. Now I play my new one, up, down, release chord. Those are the 4 things. 1, you play the chord. 2, you go up on the pedal. 3, you go down on the pedal. Then you can release the chord and go to a new chord. And just repeat that over and over again. Okay? So if I'm just playing the 4-chord song and just playing one chord at a time, then this is how it works. All right, I'm starting, so I'm pressing down. Okay, now I play the chord, up, down, play the chord, up, down, release the chord, play the chord, up, down, release the chord, play the chord, up, down, release the chord. Those first 3 steps here where we play the chord and then go up and down, once you get good at this, those all kind of happen at the same time, okay? So it's like all kind of at the same time once you get good at it, but though it's got to happen in that order. Some people get fused and they think they need to release the pedal before we press the new chord. But if you do that, then you're going to have some blank space in the music. And the previous chord is going to end before we get to the next chord. So if you remember this order, play the chord, release pedal, press pedal, then you can release the chord and go find your next chord, okay? One more time. Pedals down, up, 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 down. All right, so that's how we integrate the pedal into what we're doing, and that's what we're going to be doing from here on out. There's going to be, I don't think there's any point in time in the course from here on out where we're not using the pedal anymore. And this is one of those things that really takes you to the next level, because if you just do this without the pedal, it's clear you're just like doing a drill or something. And it doesn't sound great, it sounds like a beginner, but even that same thing, but with the pedal played the right way, sounds so much better because everything connects. So that is the pedal. The exercises we're going to do today for the pedal is, here's exercise 1. There's 4 exercises today. Here's the first one. Okay, we've learned 6 chords. We're playing with both hands, and now we're doing pedal. Okay, so here's what I want to do, nice and simple. I want you to play the 6 chords that we've learned so far in order. Just kind of walk it down or walk it up, depends which way you want to call that, and then walk it back down. Kind of go back and forth, but with the pedal on every chord change, right? So pedal down, C major, up, down, now D minor, up, down, E minor, up, down, F major, up, down, you can slowly speed it up. That is exercise 1. So this is where just a way to just continue to drill our 6 chords and our fingering and our spacing and everything while working on those that pedal on the chord changes. You could probably guess what's next. Exercise 2 is, let's bring back our trusty 4-chord song backing track, and let's just play each chord one time with the pedal, but along with the backing track, all right? I'm going to go ahead and start us off on let's start with the medium version for this to demonstrate this particular exercise. All right, so I'm starting to play a song. My pedal is down, okay? Getting ready for the C. We're gonna play it one time. A minor, up, down, and then you can let go of the A minor and find the F. Wrong chord there. played the A minor instead of G. Sometimes you'll mess up. The best thing to do when you mess up is just keep moving forward. Don't just stop everything and freak out. Nobody's perfect. And I am certainly not. Okay? So that is exercise 2, where we're just playing the chord one time with the pedal. Work up to the fast version of the 4-chord song if you can. And that is exercise 2, okay? Exercise 3, we're gonna build upon that, okay? So with exercise 3, we're going to do the same thing, but we're gonna play the chord, both hands on the 1, and then the right hand on the 3. So basically you end up playing the left hand once and the right hand twice, but with the pedal, right? So up until this point, I've only played chords one time with the pedal and then move on to the next chord. So now you're gonna start to see, okay, what if we sit on that chord a little bit? How does the pedal work? If we're still within the same chord, you don't have to go up, down on the pedal, right? So we're gonna play both hands and then just the right hand once before we move on to the next chord. And I'm not gonna go up, down on the pedal until I go to G, okay? So let me pull up our backing track with the pedal. So pedal is down. Okay, C up, down, right hand, G up, down, right hand, A up, down, right hand, F, so I only went up, down on my foot, on my pedal, when you see the letters up there. I didn't go at it when I was just playing my right hand because I was still on the same chord, and you don't need to do that with the pedal unless you're changing chords, all right? So that is exercise 3. Now we're gonna do exercise 4, which is our pattern and rhythm we finished on last time, but with the pedal, okay? So you can do this one with the backing track or without. I don't really care either way. Well, I do care actually, because if you do it with the backing track, I also want you to do it without the backing track. And I explained to you last time why that was so important, but I'll demonstrate it for you just without the backing track, okay? So my pedal is down. I'm gonna go very slowly at first. Up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So I'm only going up, down when I go to a new chord, right? So if I'm starting this and I do this and I do this, my pedal's just down. And then when I go to the new chord, I go up, down with the pedal, all right? So let me speed it up a little bit, and this is where I would like you to be with the pedal before moving on to the next lesson. Pedals down. Always end on that first chord. It just sounds so much better. It sounds like an actual song when you do that. So that's the pedal, everyone. Go back through this lesson several times if you need to really understand that order. How we do the pedal here is very important, because this is exactly how we're going to be playing the pedal from here on out. All right, so those backing tracks that I mentioned are a great way to practice the pedal and to just practice in general. And I'll include a link in the description below this video to the full backing tracks from the lesson at 3 different speeds so you can practice like I showed you. So I hope you enjoyed both getting to see part of the lesson from inside the full Piano in 21 Days program and the simple 4 steps to playing the sustain pedal properly. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you brand new to the pedal, or are you already using the pedal to some extent and you came here just to make sure that you're using it correctly? Let me know down below. And if you want more simple piano lessons like this one, or to get more information about the full Piano in 21 Days program, click the link on this page to get started for free.